And we are live, I think. Hello, everybody. It has been a while. I haven't been live here on YouTube in a fair while because I've been super busy doing a daily transcription for you guys. A daily transcription. That's a lot of work. A transcription every single day. Please do let me know that you can hear me okay. Please do let me know everything's coming through okay. I wasn't smart. I left all of my drinks in my fridge and they're all the way over there. So at some point I'm probably going to disappear. But I hope everybody is well. Oi oi. Hell yeah, very interested to see how you approach the tab making. Yeah, Raymond, you're going to enjoy it, mate. You're going to enjoy it. It's a very simple process. I just kind of want to start the stream by kind of illustrating or expressing this idea. I was thinking about this while driving back from the train station earlier, just before I got here. I'm wearing an Aussie shirt and I was listening to Ozzy because I love Ozzy. One of my favourite artists of all time. And I was thinking about, something ridiculous like doing an Aussie tribute band or something silly like that, right? I don't want to do an Aussie tribute band. That would be silly. Hang on, let me turn my mic down a bit. I don't want to do an Aussie band. That would be silly. But then the more I thought to myself, I was like, well, I probably couldn't do an Aussie band, tribute band, because I don't really have the chops anymore to play like I used to in that setting. I couldn't pull that off anymore. And that got me thinking about, the decline of physicality of the instrument the longer that you play for. I've been playing a long time and my chops aren't what they used to be when I was 22. I'm 34 now, so my chops just aren't where they used to be. And some people manage to maintain their chops throughout their life, but I've not been one of those guys. The point that I'm getting at is that if a student comes to me and says, I want to learn to play like Jason Becker, I can teach you everything that you need to know in order to be able to do that, but I can't promise you that you'll be able to play like Jason Becker, right? Because that requires real physical skill, real technical and physical ability on the instrument. But with transcription, I can teach you how to do that. There's nothing that stands in the way of transcription other than your want to do it. If you're methodical about things, if you just put in the time, you will be able to do it. I promise you that. You will. Everything I'm doing here is easy. Everything I'm going to do today is very, very easy. I promise you that. Very, very easy. I'm just very organised with it. Super, super organised. You need obsession. Yeah, okay, I am obsessive about things like this. But, compared to doing this or learning, I don't know, learning a polyphia track, like this is much, much easier. Much easier. And you can do this. You can totally do this, and it's a skill that I've been working on for nearly 20 years now. I've been doing it professionally for 15. You can do this, though. You can absolutely do this. You can, Martin constantly thinks it's magic. You can do this. You can totally do this. Or let me put it this way. You are more likely to be able to do this, or the barrier of entry to be able to do this is much lower than the barrier of entry to be able to play like Steve Vai. Does that make sense? Let me read some comments then. So, sound and vision are fine. Sounds awesome. Quality is great. Hi everyone. Hi. Yeah, I've changed the comment section is different in my streams moving forward. Now, if you want to comment, you have to subscribe. So you have to if you're watching this now and you're not subscribed, you're going to have to subscribe in order to be able to comment. Now, subscribing doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you a penny. But it means that you'll be able to comment and get involved in the discussion. And it really does help my channel out. So please do hit that subscribe button. Loving the transcribing. Never used software. Great point. Yeah, so we're going to talk about software in great detail today. Got some great stuff to look into. It's easy to get sucked into when you start. Absolutely true. And I'll always share my secrets, Jay. Speaking of sharing my secrets, my new book is out. Guided practice. Obviously, I need to do some sales pitches, okay? New book is out. Guided practice routines for guitar. Go and grab yourself a copy. There is a link in the description. You can grab yourself a copy at the link in the description. It's obviously an Amazon bestseller. It's done really well. It's done better than actually any of my books ever. So thank you very much for that. If you haven't picked up a copy, please do go and pick up a copy. If you have picked up a copy, you know what's even harder than getting people to buy a book? Getting them to leave a review on Amazon. So if you've picked up a copy of this book, please do head on over to Amazon and drop it a wee 5-star review. It's a massive, massive help. Really, really big help. How long did it take to transcribe my recent Zach videos? Oh, not very long at all. They're probably 40 minutes each. Really, really fast. because the video quality is good, and obviously I know, well, the video quality is not great, but you know, it's focusing on his guitar, the recordings aren't too bad, and I know Zach's playing, so definitely not too tricky. I really did enjoy those. Got a lot more of those types of things coming. I'm also going to make mention of the description to this video. So in the links in the description, I've got a lot of links. There's a lot of things for you to check out, okay? One of them is obviously a link to my new book. At the bottom, you're going to see links to be able to purchase copies of Transcribe, which is the software that I'm using for my audio, and links for Guitar Pro, which is the software I'm using to notate everything. So if you want to pick up copies of those software, if you do it via those links, I get some money, which is a great way to support the channel. There's also affiliate links for Sweetwater if you're in the US and you want to make purchases, gear purchases, great way to support the channel. There is also, well, you check out the links, right? There's a Toman link. And the other one, if you really, really want to help me, because my friends over at Piano are incredibly generous. And, I learned to play the piano. I've been learning to play the piano for 2 years, and it's really helped with my ear training for my transcribing and everything. There's a link in the description to Piano's website where you can get a completely free 30-day trial. Completely free. You don't have to pay them anything. Free trial. And I get paid if you do a free trial. So I would encourage you to do that. In fact, I'm sure we've got some Zach fans in the house, right? I've been playing around. What have I been playing around with? Sorry, I'm getting messages. What are you talking about? We're coming, don't worry. Oh, I think someone wanted to get involved in the stream. Yeah. So I'm not really a piano player yet, right? It's not that chord. I really like playing the piano. Piano is a lot of fun. So if you want to get a piano trial, there's a link in the description. And those are some Zach Wild things that I've been working out. Of course, I've transcribed them. There's not good sheet music for these things, so I've had to work out how to do these things. So yeah, that's that. And appreciate your work. Did you transcribe? Did you? Oh, YouTube Listen. Yes, they fixed that. They have fixed that, and it doesn't really make much of a difference to my channel in the grand scheme of things. I upload a video and it gets claimed by the copyright owner. Someone owns all the transcriptions that I'm doing, so they monetize my videos and they make money on the videos, which is the way it should be. I'm not complaining about that. Let me be super clear. But when I make videos that aren't transcription videos, I should still be able to monetize those, and YouTube took that away from me, which is wrong. So next Hellcat Molly album, that's never happening, man. Yeah, okay, cool. So one last thing, I'm just going to run my credits. So of course, if you want to join me over on Patreon, link in the description to my Patreon page, you can be like these awesome people, get access to my weekly guided practice routines. If you're really lucky, you can get access to one of my one-to-one lessons. There's only one of those available right now, I think. They're limited to 30. So if you want to grab one of those, do consider grabbing one of those. But weekly guided practice routines, I've been doing those for over a year now. Weekly guided ear training sessions, lots of stuff that you can learn, and a great community of people helping to support hardworking musicians like myself. But also, it's a good community of people helping each other get work. I've met transcribers on my Patreon who I give work to now. So it's a great community. Check out one of my books, all of that good stuff. Right, should we get on with some stuff? Do I have perfect pitch? No, I don't. I don't have perfect pitch. Not even close. What song got me hooked onto Zakk Wylde's playing? That's a good question. That's probably a good question. I think there was in Total Guitar magazine when I was a kid, there was a transcription of Stillborn, and I learned that. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I went and started listening to a load of Aussie stuff and, became a really, really big fan. Anyway, let's jump on over and take a look at what we're doing today. So, today we are looking at Pear Nilsson's new video that he just released on his YouTube channel. This is in promotion for his Strandberg, his new Singularity NX7 True Temperament signature model. Beautiful guitar. Pear Nilsson is an incredibly talented musician. If you're unfamiliar with him, I can't wait to share some of his playing with you. Just fabulously talented player. Really, really nice guy. There's an interview with him on my channel, so I recommend you go and check that out. Let's take a look at the video. And I was sure there was some talking. Okay, this is going to be fun. This is going to be really, really tricky. I was having some audio problems, some weird glitchy things were going on with my PC. See if there's any way I can deal with that. So now we're saying the music's quiet. Okay, I'll get this sorted. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Mic check. Right, I should be a fair bit louder now. If I bring this down. Normally I wouldn't be doing this. I just can't remember the correct way. Okay. Did I solve it? Oh. Oh. Okay, I think I spotted one of the problems. I'm really sorry about these technical problems, guys. Right, so now you can't hear the track. Let me check that. Yeah, you can't hear the track. Good. It's not as simple as what everybody's saying, right? Lower the music so that my voice is audible. The music is currently so low, I can't hear it. Everything is coming in it's been routed into OBS in like a really weird way because it wasn't working, and I didn't realize it wasn't working until 5 minutes before I had to stream. So now you can't hear Pear when I do this. Good. But you will be able to hear Pear if I do this. Okay, how's that? I think that should be better. How's that? Sounds good now. Good. Okay, fucking... Whoa, we got through the technical problems, Jesus. Oh, sorry, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I will let you in on the workaround I've got going on here, right? Currently, I'm running I'm running Manycam software because it's the only way I could get my microphone to route into OBS. But evidently, I had two different sound things. Pear's really low. Yeah, I mean, I can bring Pear up a little bit, but good. Okay, right. I'm just gonna crack on. Right. So this is Transcribe, the software in the top left. Transcribe. You can load audio files into it, and you can load video into it. Well, you load a video into it, and it loads the audio, and then you can see the waveform and everything. That's going to be my workspace. Over here on the right, I have Guitar Pro. This is where I'm going to do my notating. Okay. The first thing that you have to know is marking a file. This is why I use Transcribe and I don't use a digital audio workstation or Windows Media Player or anything like that, right? When I hit play on this, I can mark out where my bars are. I'm just going to go from the banking, so from here. So here's where the pancakes are, right? Now, using Transcribe as a piece of software, I'm going to be able to go... This is me just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just pressing the M key and you can see that it's putting these measure markers. Now I could speed up the... Look at the way Pear's hands are moving now when everything's sped up. Does it remind you of lots of guitar players on YouTube? And just commenting on Pear's playing. The thing I really like about Pear's playing is, to me, it's got this feeling of like he's influenced more by synth players and Holdsworth, which is, you know, Okay, we'll go as far as that. Anyway, so that's me marked out a load of bars. Now, when I zoom out of the program a little bit, you can see all those markings have appeared. Now, what I will always do is I'm going to go to that first marker, I'm going to right click it, I'm going to click edit this marker, and I'm going to subdivide, because this music's in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to subdivide my beat by 4. Now I can very clearly see here are the first 2 beats of that first bar, and when I press when I drag a loop like that, it will just loop. So now, of course, I could use that as a practice tool. You know, if there's something that I'm working on, I'll absolutely load up something in Transcribe like this and set up a loop of, well, probably not 2 bars like that, but like a 4-bar phrase or whatever, and just, I can, you know, just change the tempo just by clicking these buttons. I can also do tempo, a little bit more tempo control down here with a slider. You can change pitch and things like that, do EQing, lots of things that I don't use the software for, but the most basic functionality is that, and it's incredibly useful. So now I've got that, it's really a case of getting to transcribing. Now, here's the most important thing to understand, guys, when I talk about transcribing. If you can't read music, and I don't mean sight read music, you know, you can see it says Secret Lab behind me, right? I don't mean you can just fluently read, but if you can't piece together the word Secret Lab, then when somebody says the word Secret Lab, you're not going to fully understand, or you certainly won't be able to write it out right. So to be able to write music out, it's incredibly important that you can see music and work out what it would sound like. If you can't see a written piece of music and work out what it's going to sound like, then the likelihood of you being able to hear a piece of music and know what it's going to look like are non-existent. Those two things are incredibly important that you understand they work together, okay? So you have to have a good understanding of written music in order to write things down. Now, for us guitar players, we primarily use tab, so note recognition is not difficult for us, right? If when Pear plays his first note, right, bo, I can just be a monkey, right, and go bo until I find that note. That's easy. A monkey can work out pitch recognition. The skill in transcription is rhythm recognition. And I want you to think about this for a second. What is rhythm? What is rhythm? How do we write rhythm down? Well, rhythm is detail that we give a reader about when something happens in a space in time. But really think further than that. Well, what do you mean in a space in time? What's the reference when we do this? What does that mean? It's not like we write a note down and say, play this note for 0.7 seconds and then play this note for 0.2 seconds. It doesn't work like that, right? When we're writing rhythms down, we have reference points, and those reference points would be the beat or the pulse of the music. So we hear rhythm in relation to a pulse. Now, a pulse isn't a real thing. It's not like when you take someone's pulse, right, and you can literally measure that pulse. This track is actually a very good example of it, okay? Because the pulse in this is not set in stone. It's debatable, right? The pulse isn't a real thing. It's something that we perceive. And we can perceive pulse because we have a lot of experience in music. But my dog, who sat behind me right now, he doesn't understand what pulse is. He doesn't understand, I don't think, what the passage of time is. So when you think about the skill of learning to transcribe or learning to read music or notate music, anything like that, you're talking about the ability to process and measure time. When we listen to Pear playing this, I'll bring it back up like this. You want my face, don't you? The pulse, I've notated or perceived the pulse as being 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's entirely possible that somebody else might listen to this and hear it as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I went through that debate in my mind when I listened to it. Which one of those do I prefer? Do I prefer to hear this as a very slow piece? The guitar player's name's Pear Nilsson. Jake, I don't know what to say to that. There's no system in place for blocking users. I don't have anything like that on my YouTube. So pulse, very, very important. Yes, this video will be available later. We hear rhythm, we hear things in relation to that pulse. And learning to transcribe effectively is about learning to be able to work rhythms out, to be able to hear rhythms in relation to a pulse. So when we listen to this first phrase, let's not worry about any of the pitches that he's playing. Can you do this? We'll just start with this first note, okay? So we've got this one. Ba da 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 da. I mean, I'm giving it pitch because I'm singing, right? Bo boo da da ba 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 ba. He's very loose with his rhythms. He's definitely floating a little bit, like heavy syncopation things going on. But we need to be focused on rhythm, not pitch, because you'll be able to work the pitch out through trial and error. But rhythm you need to know. We need to understand. When I hear this, I can hear that he's playing that first note for the first beat. 1. And then this second note comes in on the 4th 16th note of beat 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4th 16th note of beat 2. Why have I given myself a 6-string guitar when I know he's playing a 7-string guitar? Let's fix that. We want a 7-string guitar. So, why is that so quiet? Obnoxiously quiet. Everything's just wrong for me currently. Ba. This is I picked a really, really horrible thing to transcribe because of this phrase. This phrase, there's 2 ways that you could deal with a phrase like this. You could notate it incredibly accurately, exactly where things fall. But the problem when you write rhythms out too accurately is that it's possible that you write something out in a way that it becomes very difficult to read. And of course, our goal as a transcriber is to be able to write things out in ways that people can read them. So if you're making things really, really if somebody plays a note and it's 1/64th of a beat late, you're better off quantizing that and putting it on the beat than you are notating it a 64th of a beat late, because that's really hard to count. It's incredibly difficult to count, and it makes reading everything very, very difficult. Big thanks from this end. Bill, I've got lots and lots of videos. If you check out my live streams on my YouTube channel, there's a lot of videos teaching transcription. So this rhythm, you could, let me notate this. I'm just going to give you rhythm, right? So you could read that as being this, as a triplet. Triplet, 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 ba 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 ba. It's not that, but you could notate it as that. You could also notate it as being this. Again, it's not this. Ba 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 ba. But it's somewhere between those 2 things. I would prefer to write this as a triplet. Ba ba. Ba ba ba. Is that maybe just my... I guess if I turn my... Oh, I might be able to hear things better now. Yeah, I can hear things better now. But then this second beat... This is just like... You're getting into really complicated... reading stuff, and I'm regretting giving you this now because this isn't beginner stuff. So I'm going to glaze over this. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Let's pretend you didn't see this, okay? This is a great example of quantizing, okay? These notes is not 5 notes evenly spread out in this 2-beat phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It really feels like he's playing a group of 5 that he slows down towards the end. That would be the best way of notating that. But there isn't a good way to notate that. This is tricky. This is a really, really tricky example, and I didn't think I could have chosen something that would make a lot more sense for you guys. The rest should be more in time. It's very, very, very definitely this, but slowing down while you're doing it, which is like really, really, really horrible. Actually, when you think about it, I was talking about this idea of notating things and understanding pulse and hearing things in relation to pulse. Well, some things don't lend themselves to being notated, because if we do have a pulse like this, and everything is in time to the pulse, and it sounds like this, and you know what it sounds like, this is easy to write out because it's all on the grid, it makes sense. That totally makes sense. But if you have someone going that's essentially accelerating in relation to that beat, when you notate something like that, it's near impossible, because if you have 2 eighth notes followed by 3 triplets followed by 4 16th notes, 1 and 2 and 3E and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3E and 4 and, or put 16th notes on there, 1 and 2 and 3E and da ba da da ba da da ba da ba da da ba da ba da 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 da. That's accelerating, but there's still a noticeable shift between each rhythm. How would you notate that if something was somebody was playing that and it was a smooth acceleration? It doesn't lend itself very well to notation, that's what I'd say. Thank you very much for the tip, Justin. For anyone unfamiliar with Justin's channel, please do go and check his channel out. He is one of those guys who is beyond technically gifted on the instrument, incredibly talented musician and all-round nice guy. Yeah, so... This is better though, right? So here we'd hear 1, 2, 3, ba-da, ba-da. So we'll go 1, 2. That makes sense. Ba, ba-da, ba. So you play that there. Ba-da. And you're going to see the same thing. I do the same thing when I'm transcribing. Notice I'm not using a guitar. You've seen me, for those of you that have been following my channel a while, you'll know that I've transcribed a daily transcription video on YouTube for 93 days or something like that, silly. I've not used a guitar for any of those. I don't use a guitar to transcribe anymore because I can hear what's going on, and as long as I can sing the thing that I hear, I should be able to then write it down. So that's another thing I'll always point out. You'll see me singing things. We go ba-da, 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 da, ba-da, da, da, da. And as long as I've got that... what am I doing? Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, I'm really ill currently. Ba-da-da-da-da. What mistake have I made there? Okay. See, rhythmically, 16th note, 2 30-second notes followed by 2 more 16th notes. You need to be able to look at that rhythm and go ba ba da ba da ba ba da ba ba. If you can't do that, you're going to struggle to notate it. Ba da. Zoom out so you can see a bit better. Ba-da-ba. Again, I've quantized it a little bit there. Da-da-da. It doesn't play that on the 5th fret. Ba-da-da-da-da. Sorry. Yeah, again, this phrase here. He's floating, like mega floating, and it sounds really nice. To me, this phrase is very this beat. Ba-da, ba-da-da, ba-da, ba-da-da. But this second phrase also feels like it's just sextuplets. So we need to really write it like this and just understand that the timing during this, it feels like just a very slight element of laying back on the beat and just being a little bit lazy with things. Pear is an incredible musician. Yeah, world-class musician. Check for articulation. What have I done? Ba-da. Is he playing that there? Again, that's not a sextuplet. He's super lazy with that. Da da ba 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 ya da 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 ba 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 ya. Phrasing. Wow, he's not playing it there. It's here. Nah. Who are we talking to? Tony, who are you talking to? Oh, James. Oh, I see. I just see James. Good to see you, James. Martin, stop. da da. He's not playing that there, surely. I see somewhere along the line he's just changed the string he's on. Pear's playing is so smooth. Without video, it's a nightmare to transcribe. An absolute nightmare. It's there. Da, da. That note switches over to the B string. Da 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 da. Keyboard playing, right? Ma-na-na. Why is my guitar pro like shifted? And even then, like, quintuplets feels a little bit better for that. Ba-ba. 4. Good to see you, Mike. I've got something in a box here that will make you laugh, Mike. Let's bring this up. I've not opened it yet. What's that? A set of Grover tuners? What's that? Some Zakk Wylde EMGs? What could these be for? Isn't my microphone being in a weird place? Whatever could those be for? How's he fingering that? What is he doing there? Hang on. He's jumping over to the B string. Interesting. That's wild. That's a really weird way of fingering that. Really weird way of fingering that. But here we go. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. Too kind, too kind. If you are watching this stream and enjoying it, well, check out some of the links in the description. Seems unlikely, Jay. I don't like Pantera. Of course, the thing to note about what I'm doing here, right? Just recently I put up that Sean Lane video and I was like, I won't transcribe Sean Lane again. Or Alan Holdsworth, another guy that I just won't transcribe. And I explained why, and the reason was the way that they play are so far removed from my understanding of how to finger things on the guitar that I don't know what they're doing. I can get the pitches, the notes, but having to create a tab to go with it is very, very difficult because I don't understand it. Pear is in that category. I don't understand the way he's fingering things like that. Doing that way is very weird to me, and I can hear the phrase and I can play the phrase, but I wouldn't play it like that. I wouldn't finger it like that. So it becomes really, really tricky. But fortunately, because we've got really good video, and then I don't mind doing it. Da, da, da. What? Thanks very much, Lucas. Very, very generous. I appreciate it. What? Nope. He's actually not. He's doing that. Thanks very much, Ben. And we have, there we go. It doesn't play that beat. No. I feel like I've robbed all of you by doing this particular transcription because this is really hard stuff. And if I'd thought about it a little bit more, I've actually got a folder, right, on my computer. Where is it? This folder, this clip grab folder, right? This is a folder where anytime I see something that I think would be worth transcribing for YouTube, I download it and just keep it in this folder. And there are so many things in here that would have been so much easier to do a YouTube video on. This Allman Brothers video, the Michael Romeo transcriptions would have been easier than this. The Thumbs Carlisle video would have been easier than this. This Danny Gatton video would probably have been just as difficult. There is a menu that turns the I'm not sure what you mean there. Oh, you mean like so I could tilt the video? I don't mind the video looking the way it does. This Jason Becker solo live in Japan, yeah? Easier than this. The Jerry Reed Stratton video, easier than this. Frank Marino, easier than this. George Benson just jamming in his studio. George Benson playing with Dizzy Gillespie. Dimebag Darrell, all easier than this. And yet here I am doing this. Yes, yeah, of course. Most of my transcribing professional work, like, you know, albums. When you transcribe an album for a band, there's no video. It just doesn't make for as good YouTube content to not have a video, you know? Why? That's like such an obtuse way of doing that, and it's just not the way I do it. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Like, it's beautiful. Again, I'm quantizing that. Again, quantized, just quantized. The hardest thing I've ever transcribed. I've done a couple of things that made me want to die. Some Holdsworth live solos that I did for a guy once. So much so that I think it was like a 7-minute live Holdsworth solo, and I transcribed like 2.5 minutes of it, and I sent him the 2.5 minute transcription, and then just refunded him the full job. It's like, nope, I'm done. Here you go. You can have that. I also did for a guy years and years ago. I did the Sean Lane demo. The Mike Varney demo tape. That was hellish. Oh, he moves that over. Good to see you, Ross. This one, you could write it as a septuplet, or you could sextuplets with 2 16th notes at the start, 30-second notes. I think I'll go. I'll do it as a sextuplet. Like that. He'll string skip that, right? See, and that's actually a really good example of why transcribing is really good for you. Because I went to write that the way I'd play it, based on what I heard. And then I went, he'd string skip that, wouldn't he? Yeah? And the more you do stuff like this, the more you just sort of... It's like you get inside the mind of the player that you're transcribing, and they start to make a little bit more sense. So if you are enjoying this stream, please do consider heading over to my Patreon page, where you can be like these awesome people. I'm going to be putting this video up tomorrow as a transcription video on YouTube. I do one of those every single day, so there's loads of cool stuff that you can learn. I just uploaded 92 transcriptions to Patreon today, so lots and lots and lots of stuff for you to dig into and learn. You can also join me over there for weekly guided practice routines or weekly guided ear training sessions, or if you're really lucky, you can get a one-to-one spot with me. They're limited to 30 a month, so please do check out the link in the description. If that doesn't suit, you can also check out one of my books, including, and not limited to, ta-da! Guided practice routines for guitar. Thanks, James. I mean, of all the people in the world that need guided practice routines for guitar foundation level, James Murphy is not one of those guys, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. You can always leave me a review. Amazon review. 5-star. That's a big help. Thank you very much. What was the question? What was the question? Not do what already? He's here. He's here. The man, the master, the myth, the legend, the one himself. How's it going, Pear? I hope you're well. Super chats do also make the world go round. Poking around my business. Yeah, I'm trying to learn your business, Pear. I love it when I'm transcribing someone on YouTube and the person that I'm transcribing turns up and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this guy's like I don't know, like Superman or whatever. Like, what are the chances of him showing up on a YouTube stream?" Look, the guy uploads videos to his YouTube channel in his pajamas. Like, he's a laid back dude. And as you can hear from his playing, he's so laid back in his phrasing that he's basically laying down. But while Pear's here, you know, great opportunity for the man himself. If anyone has any questions about this absolutely stunning new Strandberg signature with the True Temperament frets, the Singularity NX7 True Temperament, there's a competition going on JTC's page where you can enter for a chance to win one of these beautiful things. So head on over to Pear's YouTube channel and get details on that. Head on over to Jam Track Central's YouTube page and get details on that. Long gone are my days of being able to enter in competitions like this and stand any hope in hell of winning anything. I can't win guitars. All I can hope to do, guys, is win your respect, and at a push, your subscription, or maybe a book purchase, or a super chat, or there's lots of things I could hope to win, but that guitar is not one of them. I love this. So this is stuff that I do understand, and it's fascinating to me. Speed that up. Yeah, so this phrase, I don't need to work this out, right? And it's amazing for me to hear someone like Pear Nelson play this, because this phrase, ba-da-da-da, classic ascending major pentatonic scale, I'm good with that, you know? I play this phrase all the time. Sounds really alien when Pear's playing it. He's really doing that, like, da-da-da-da-da. What am I doing? When I do that, it's like... Now I'm getting into my jam. My little area of expertise. Ascending major pentatonic scales. Yeah, there's a staccato on that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. This bend, magic, right? Magic. There's I would be really interested in a player like Pear Nelson hooking up with someone like Troy Grady, because when I hear this phrase here, I mean, he's not using his pick here. There's just something about this note where there's like no attack whatsoever. It's just like, it's like he's volume swelling it on, and it sounds, you know, very expressive. But he isn't. He's just got good touch. Nope, wrong button. There we go. Well, I'm a little bit rock and roll, Pear. I think the thing I hope that from the contest, this contest and all the guys that enter it, the thing I hope that they really learn from this, none of them will sound as good as Pear, right? None of them sound as good as Pear. This is a video of him improvising on it for 5.5 minutes, and he just never runs out of ideas, you know? Never runs out of ideas. And actually, I think the thing that impresses me most about this video is, even though it's just jamming on a video, you know, for YouTube to show off the backing track, right, is he doesn't start even getting chopsy, you know, and really playing licks, or, you know, technical stuff, tapping and sweeping and stuff, until like 3 minutes in. He's like 3 minutes. He's so confident in what he's doing that he doesn't need to do anything to impress you in the same way that most guitarists think they need to impress you until way, way, way later on in the video, because he's just so confident in what he's doing. His phrasing is just so good that he doesn't need the chops. So no, Pear doesn't play on the song Owl. Cameron Allen plays on the song Owl, if I remember rightly. Oh, it's a bastard to notate that one in Guitar Pro. I'll do that. Tanner, thank you for your videos. Please do a lot of Zach Wild stuff. It's coming. Black Label Society in Aussie. Anyway, to put the letter by each string. Well, not in Guitar Pro, unfortunately. Generally speaking, when something isn't in standard tuning, I always mean to mention that when I talk about the transcription at the start, and then I'll upload them and I'll forget. But of course, Tanner, when you download the transcriptions, because you can download these transcriptions at the link in the description to on my Patreon page. I just uploaded like 92 transcriptions or something like that. The transcription will have that information in the Guitar Pro file. So yeah, that's the best way around that, mate. But thank you very much for your super chat. There's the lick again. Actually, I mean, I guess that illustrates the benefit of transcribing, right? He played that phrase, and because I've transcribed... Why won't you work? He played that phrase, and I just know what it is, because I've played it, and I've transcribed it so many times. And it's like, yeah, my name's Levi. Levi's quite a non-standard name for a white guy living in Scotland. You know, I don't hear the name Levi very often, but when people say Levi, it grabs me, and I just immediately, I hear it. I know what you're saying there, yeah, because that's my name. This lick, ba-da-da-da, that's like someone saying my name, because I've heard it so many times. I've heard it so many times that I know the phrase, and by transcribing, you just learn more and more phrases that just become like hearing your name. Also, are the strings at the top high ones and other strings? The super chat can only hold too many letters. So many letters. Tanner, it sounds like you are inexperienced in tab, mate. Yeah. The lowest string is the lowest string on the guitar, and the highest string is the highest string on the guitar. So sorry, I understand why you're making the comment now about E, A, D, G, B, and E, because it would help for your reference. Yeah. Where's he play that? Oh, it's just so good. Does he play that like that? I guess. Actually, like that. Feels like more, you know, that grace note slide. And then this is like swung out. Ba da da da. Again. Yeah. But I don't like putting swing markers on a transcription, so anytime, Tanner, yeah. Hello, Scott. I also feel asleep, Hollywood actress. I feel your pain. Of course, if you are watching this stream and you are unable to comment, it's because you've not subscribed. You need to hit that subscribe button if you want to leave me a wee comment, so please do that. Where's he playing that? So if you want to be really accurate with all of these, right, he's doing this. He's playing it like with a swing feel. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. On that string. Like that. I guess the thing that you should be taking away from this is, you know, the video title, like whatever I called it, like how do you make your tabs? Like this. By inputting the notes one at a time. I listen, I conceptualize, I sing it, I write it down. There's not a magic piece of software that does all the work for me. Though, interestingly, I have been sent a magic piece of software for sponsoring to put in videos. And I may actually end up using it as part of this one. Might be, in fact, I'll definitely do that. Yeah, it can be part of that video. That will isolate these recordings into stems. So then you could have individual stems. I guess that might make it easier for transcribing. But it is really useful if you want a backing track of something you're soloing over. Again, swing rhythm. Ba da da da. These phrases make sense to me. Just about. Nope. Doesn't like me doing that. Okay, fine, we'll do it like that. Will it let me do it then? No, it won't. Sometimes Guitar Pro can be a bit funny with tuplets. That's interesting. Are we hitting all those notes? We're down, sorry, there. And then... Now I'm hearing like triplet there. Ba 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 da da ba da da ba da da da. But he's not doing that. No perfect pitch. Ba da da. I could do with a bottle of whiskey, mate, to be honest. How do I do this without an instrument? I mean, I can hear what he's playing. I play an instrument, you know, I play guitar, so when I hear this phrase, if I got rid of this, right, I'll put it down there so I can't see it, right, if we hear this. Bo ba da. Ba da 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 da. Sort the rhythm out in a second. Yeah, that's what he's playing there. So I don't need to visually be able to see it because I can hear. Ba da 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 da. And then let's get this rhythm-wise. That actually feels like bend slide. Let me double check that. No, it's just bends. Go away. That's 7, right? Anti-disestablishment. Six. What are we getting? Sorry, I'm going to check comments. Levi, did you show some talent for transcribing when you... No, not at all. I was terrible at it. I was really terrible at it. Terrible practice and got better, yeah. Love all your transcription. Include Guthrie and Sean Lane. Just wondered if you'd ever plan on doing any Steve Morse. Well, it's funny you should say that, because just this week... You don't want to see all my emails. Sorry, that's all my 215 clients. 215 job requests. Sorry, go over to Amazon. There we go. Just last week, you'll notice this book came out. Steve Morse, Melodic Rock Guitar Concepts. Master Melodic Rock Solo with Dixie Dregs and Deep Purple Guitar Virtuoso. I did all the transcriptions for it. I am looking for the right Steve Morse transcription to go up on the channel, because I absolutely love Steve's playing. Love Steve's playing. One of my favourite players. I did do a live stream doing the Dixie Dregs years ago. Really, really big fan of the Dixie Dregs. I love Steve's playing, yeah. David Maximichik. Yeah, I did the Jacob Zytecki solo from one of the first Bilo records. Anti-disestablishment. There you go. You caught something from me there, Ben. Anti-disestablishment. Some people use go to university, but anti-disestablishment works better for me. Though, actually, it feels like that first note is actually in the previous beat. And, you know, mega degree of quantizing here. Mega degree of quantizing. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. That's a 12. This is definitely new line stuff, isn't it? That's a 7. Anita's establishment, Anita's establishment, Anita's establishment. Da, 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 da. There's that pentatonic fragment. There you go. It's unreasonable how smooth that picking is. Did you ever check out? Yeah, Blue Saxon is a great player. He is a great player. I was going to say who has one of his Yamaha signatures, but Mark McGuigan has one, doesn't he? I feel like Mark McGuigan has one. See that phrase? Da 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 da. I don't have to think so much about that because that fits in my blues world. Let's see what's going on YouTube. Not YouTube. Yeah. I wonder if anyone from AliExpress has got back to me because I want to know where my goddamn guitars are. Where are my goddamn guitars, you fucking shit show company? Who knows? That's slick. He hits the... Nope. What food do Scots do best? Fried food. Fried food. Oh. Should we see how we're getting on? Let's see how it sounds. So here's what I like to do. Like 57.5. So now yeah, there's definitely like this part here, like I said, where it feels more like he slows down as he plays rather than plays a group of 4 and a group of 6. But by and large, I'm very happy with how that's sounding so far. Yeah. So what are we on? We're on 11 o'clock. I've got half an hour left. How do you read these comments? Always wanted to visit this. American that visited Scotland 6 years ago. Highly recommend your brother-in-law. Forget everything he's heard about haggis. I love the stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of haggis, but I don't dislike it. Why do you choose? Okay, Pablo, that's a perfectly reasonable question. Perfectly reasonable question. Guitar Pro, when you import audio into it, you don't have video. That's the main reason. Really, the most important reason. 2, I can do things like this in Transcribe. I can effectively set up loops, and I can do things like EQ. Not that I ever use things like that, but they are there. I can deal with things like tuning and changing things in sense, and so it seems like I have more control when I'm using it, and that I prefer to have control. If a client wants it, I'll import the audio into the Guitar Pro file at the end of the transcription when the transcription's done, and obviously everything should line up. The other thing I think that's quite easy to do if you're putting the audio into Guitar Pro first is that you start tweaking bar lengths and things in the Guitar Pro audio to get things to synchronize up. And I'm not doing that. I'm having things synchronized based on where the beat is from another piece of software, from where my understanding of what the beat is, yeah. Rather than having a movable beat, if you like, which you can do in Guitar Pro. I wouldn't want to do that. So, thanks for checking out the stream. Andy Tabor's off. That is Hillier, Andy Hillier. Hello, Andy. Let's keep going. Nope. It was that. This is a pattern that I'm starting to see pop up a lot when he's playing. So he likes those ascending fifths. Wow, that's quite an interesting way of phrasing that. Very keyboardy, right? Ba-da-da-da. Where's he playing that? Ba-da-da-da. I was just about to make a comment there about you know, how I didn't really have to check anything there. I just heard the phrase and then just wrote it, right? But then he throws something in at the end where you're like, "You bastard! How do you do that?" Thanks for tuning in, Martin. I love doing things like this as well, right? Just to sort of like keep your ear in check. Or keep your ear on... Can you say keep your ear on its toes? Does that make any sense? Because the reality is, I'm never going to play like this. Never, ever, ever going to play like this. I'll be playing with my band on Saturday. It's not my band, it's Melissa's band. But I'll be doing our usual, you know, night of playing soul music. And I'll be improvising all night and playing as much like Danny Gatton as I can, right? There's no room for me playing like this in there. It wouldn't fit. But that doesn't mean that I can't learn from it and improve my, you know, my hearing from it. Whoops. Jimmy Herring transcription. Did you ever do any early 90s fish? I haven't done any fish at all, actually. No, I haven't, Eric. Of course, thanks for tuning in, Lucas. And thanks very much for the super chat while you were here. Really do appreciate it, man. Yeah, I haven't done any tray. 94. It's all just about finding the right videos. You know what I mean? Like, I take video suggestions for daily transcriptions over on Discord, but also obviously on Patreon. Just because I can't come up with everything that I should be transcribing, but if you can find things that I think are cool, I'm more than happy to do them. Chaser Christmas, loving the guided practice routines book. Seriously putting together a lot of pieces for me. Well, funny you should mention that. For anyone not watching, why not head on over to Amazon, link in the description, and grab yourself a copy of Guided Practice Routines for Guitar Foundation level. This book has sold well, and people seem to be really enjoying it. So I'm hoping this is going to, pay my mortgage. What I'll say is, Mike, if Mike's still on, if Mike's listening still, I don't know, he's not commented in a while, so he's probably gone. I always make the joke, right, in these streams about keeping the lights on. Buy my book, it keeps the lights on. Join my Patreon, it keeps the lights on. I've got 2 really big lights here, like, beaming at me now. I just got an email from EDF, my electricity supplier, and my monthly bill has just gone up to £354. £354 a month to keep my lights on. That's for power, £354. That's outrageous. Outrageous. So, yeah. Oh, I see Fred. You didn't miss much. So, everyone go and subscribe to Tablature Dude. Fred has been kind enough to submit a couple of transcriptions for my channel on days that I've been unable to get you a daily transcription. So, he's a good guy. Respect your ability teaching. You worship my ear. Thanks very much. Thanks for your content. I do my best for the guitar scene. I love it. Joys of living in the UK. Absolutely, yeah. 300. What is that in dollars? Because I'm sure a lot of you guys currently are watching. You're in the States, right? I don't know how much you pay for your monthly utilities. XE. But my bill just went up to $354. $425 a month for my bill. $425 a month to keep my lights on. That's astonishing. Thanks for tuning in, Martin. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're well. Whoops, I'll do that. I'm just going to quantize this. I think that's exactly what it is, Tom. I don't look at my bill. You know, I don't. It's not like I looked at the bill and went, "Oh, hang on a minute." I got a new phone recently. I got my the latest iPhone because I've had my last one for like my last one was it an 11, an iPhone 11. So I sold my iPhone 11 to a phone company where you sell your old mobiles, and I just went into my bank account to check that the money had actually gone into my account. And when I was in there, I was like, "Huh, why is my gas and electric company taking £352 from me? That's not how much I normally pay them." So then I had to go and do some checking. I was like, "What? What? That's an obscene amount of money." Yeah, we'd have to put that slide in there really, because it's an important part of playing that, isn't it? Definitely gonna have to split these bars though. And now we're getting into the sweet major 7 arpeggio stuff. As silly as it seems to point stuff like this out, one of the other things that definitely helped improve my ear was doing what I did there, right? As soon as he did that, I went, "Oh, it's that major 7 arpeggio sound." For the longest time when I transcribed, I just wrote the notes down, and that was kind of it. I wasn't building up a huge association between the things that I was hearing and the sounds that those things were, if that makes sense. So hearing that and going, "Oh, that's major 7 arpeggio," really, really important. Even if you're wrong about things, just thinking and hearing a thing and going, "I think this is that." With time, what you'll find is if you say, "I think this is," if you heard this, you went, "Oh, it's dominant 7 arpeggio," and then you transcribed it. If you look at it, you go, "Ah, this isn't a dominant 7 arpeggio, that's a major 7 arpeggio." You start to hear and that sound, start to associate that sound, that when you hear it, you can categorize it in your mind, and it makes transcribing easier. It makes learning things when you're listening to them by ear easier, and it makes improvisation easier. Da-da-da-da-da. Pull off slide. I don't get a portion on that, no, Eric. If you want to support me, you know, Patreon, Patreon, Patreon. I'm not saying don't buy the book, obviously. Like, if you want to buy the Steve Morse book, by all means, buy the Steve Morse book. I can't really comment on the highlights from the book. All I was really presented with was, I think Steve did 3 solos, and I transcribed the solos and the rhythm guitar, and then those were taken and split up and used to write examples, and yeah, that's how it was done. Going up there. No, it's not. It's just so smooth. Where's the sweeping? Because I really want to do that. And I need to log off in like 7 minutes. It's not happening. He's still got a minute and a half. It's a nice nice one to solo over because it's essentially some like modal interchange stuff going on. This is like a D major chord, and then this is D minor, and then you're back on that D major sound. And if I pad with that a little bit. Getting better at playing chords along to things on the piano now. Right, guys, that's me. I will finish this transcription tomorrow. In fact, we're going to save this now. We're going to go to the Patreon folder. We're going to go to daily transcriptions. We're going to go Pear is insane. I'll finish a bunch more of this tomorrow when I get up, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. I'm back in the room. Sorry. 2 seconds, guys. I'm still here. Just went on a bit of a sneezing fit there. As you can see, I'm bright red because I'm ill. But I wanted to do the stream anyway, no matter how ill I am. Yeah, so this will go up on YouTube tomorrow. Both this video that we did tonight, but also the transcription. I'll put the transcription up tomorrow. I'll talk about Pear, and you can share that with your friends. As usual, check out the link in the description. Go and buy my latest book, Guided Practice Routines for Guitar. There's also lots of affiliate links down there. Go and get a piano free trial. It's completely free. And I get paid if you get a free trial. So do it. It helps the channel. Really big help. Check out the Toman link. Check out the Sweetwater link. Like any of that stuff. It all just helps the channel. And lastly, a huge thank you to my wonderful supporters over on Patreon. They really do keep the lights on. We've been growing and growing over there thanks to my weekly guided practice routine. So if you want to join us for weekly guided practice routines done 54 of them now. Full video practice routines. They're great fun, real nice challenge. I got to sit down and film one of those tomorrow for you guys. So go and check us out on Patreon for that, link in the description. You can also get weekly guided ear training sessions and hundreds of transcriptions. So please do go and check those out too. I'm sure you will get lots of value from those, and your support is very much appreciated. Check out a book, all of that good stuff. Yeah, sorry you missed it too, Henry, but why is James getting all the attention? It's fine. I love you, James. It's fine. Coming and stealing my thunder. Much love, guys, and I will see you for another stream soon. More transcription videos coming. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will see you for another video soon. Goodbye.